Hello, everyone, and welcome to the GMologist Presents. Today, we're going to continue our ongoing tale of Masks of Nyarlathotep. However, well, here's the giant slipcase you can see here, and you can see the screen. However, while we are playing through the prologue, which normally would be in Peru, I, in fact, have changed Masks, not just from being in the 1920s and putting it in the Roman times, circa 2nd century, about 134 CE or 887 or so AUB. But I'm also using a different rule set, and I'm using Cohors Cthulhu. And if I thought ahead of time better, then I would show you like what the cover of the Call of Cthulhu book. It's still sort of in the Kickstarter printing process, but they have the final version of the PDFs out already, and they've been sent to printing. But if I had some forethought, I would have showed you what the covers would look like. However, that's what we're doing. We're doing Cohors against Nyarlathotep, apparently. The Masks of Nyarlathotep for Cohors Cthulhu. And with me today are the actors. They're all professional voice actors. No, they're not. My fellow players, since the GM is also a player in a way, or plays the game at least. My fellow players, and then they will introduce themselves and tell me who they're playing. So I'll go from right to left on my screen. And first we have BJ.
Hello, I am playing. Who am I playing? I play so many characters.
This guy here.
I'm playing Apion. He is an Egyptian-born Roman citizen who is a physician and philosopher.
Cool. And next we have Gerfrid, or Amy.
Hello, I'm playing Gerfrid, and Gerfrid is a Germanic freedman scout, and she is touched by shadow, and she doesn't trust Romans.
All right. And then last but not least, we got Arlen.
Hi, I'm Arlen, and I'm playing Orvir, who is a Belgian Germanic auxiliary in the Roman legions.
Nice. And we are in the Montes Sarmatici. I will tell you to switch everyone to the screen of where we're playing. And this is sort of the terrain or the area of where you guys are at. I'm focusing here on this inner panel. And the last time we played, before I get to that, that's a preview. The last time we played, we were in Vindobona. There's a big mess here in Vindobona. Mm-hmm. They started in Vindobona, and they ran afoul of these creatures that were more or less like flesh vampires. They're called Daug or Daugdur in the local. Let me see if I can see the actual. Oh, Diargdu or Diargdue in the local Germanic tongue. They're like flesh vampires, and they had defeated them, and then Apion was sort of, examining them on the table. And then, like John Carpenter's The Thing with Kurt Russell, one of the things came back to life and tried to chomp his hands off. Got him pretty good, but then Gerfrid and Corvier had to dismember and toss pieces in the fire, and these pieces were trying to get back together. And there was these larvae everywhere. It was a big mess. That's a big mess. But they defeated them, and then the expedition just seemingly continued with Augustus. Licinius, or Gaius Augustus Licinius. I'm based on Roman law. I'm compelled to say all three of his names of his nomen. So Gaius Augustus Licinius. So he said he didn't seem to be missing his scout Vindosius, and who they killed. Who it turned out to be a Diargdue, and he's like, okay, we're still going. So you guys went into the mountains. I guess no questions asked. I don't know. That's true.
Well, he wasn't really asking questions, not so much because he was unconcerned, as because he was very obviously having like opium withdrawal symptoms. So.
Oh, this is true. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know if that's history of medicine, historically medicinally accurate, but well, we're running with it. I'm sure
PJ,
they
what
had
does Hippocrates say?
What does Hippocrates say,
Yeah,
DJ?
About what? About opium?
Opium in the ancient world?
yeah.
They had opium in Roman times.
Oh, very cool. Okay, right. So he looked like he was, but he didn't seem like phased, which was bizarre, right? You think for someone who's like going through either opium withdrawals or an opium addict, he had like a lot of stamina, and kind of withstood the march like no problem. Whether it was cold or you got the hot blowing wind that comes down from these are the Monti Sarmatici. That's what they would be calling them. Or I don't think they'd use CI in Latin. So it's Sarmatici, right, Arlen?
Hard C.
Oh, it is. So it is Sarmatiki.
Yeah, I guess something like
Sarmatiki.
that.
Oh, okay. So
Well, it's probably so the one theory that I remember hearing is that a lot of the classical authors probably would pronounce it with a real hard C, and that a lot of the way that like common people spoke Latin probably sounded a lot like modern Italian with the ch and
interesting.
a lot of those sounds in those
places.
places.
It probably like evolved from the sound to the ch sound and then to the s sound, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting, right? So like CI in Spanish or Romanian would, I think, is Romanian probably has a CH sound kind of, but like a tr sound, but Spanish is definitely CIC, right? Anyway, they're called the Carpathians today, but the Romans called them the Manches Sarmatiki. We'll use the classical Latin pronunciation. All right. That's pretty interesting, Arlen. Arlen also has these fun little ancient world anecdotes for us.
Yeah, there's a show on Netflix called Barbarians. That is a German show, so the difference in language is not as easy for English speakers. But all of the barbarians speak in modern German, and all of the Roman characters speak in Latin. But they're basically, it's like a European production, so all of the Roman characters are Italian actors who are speaking essentially Latin with an Italian accent. That a number of people have said, like, this is probably what the legions actually sounded like. That it wouldn't sound
like the commoner,
Wow. Yeah, it wouldn't sound like the serious, like a modern, like a stage production of Julius Caesar or something. It would sound probably like these, kind of rough Italian accents.
But I would say that probably the Germanic tribes, they would be more like what how you'd read out Beowulf, right? I mean, like that Anglo-Saxon type of thing, not modern German, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't be the same language, but the thing is that when it's all subtitles for English speakers, you don't get the stark difference in language that if, say, you spoke German as a fluent speaker, and then somebody started speaking in Latin in the middle of the scene, you would be like, oh, that's really weird and different, right? So
yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Huh. I'm sure you can pick it out though if you're familiar with.
Yeah, you can tell what it sounds different. And there's some clever. I remember seeing a scene where part of it is that like they don't the interpreter doesn't speak very good Latin, and so with a Roman cavalry officer comes up and says, "Hey, you need to do either one or the other of two things, like 20 sacks of grain or 2 pigs or something like that." And the interpreter thinks that they need to send both 20 sacks of grains and 2 pigs, and they're like, "Oh, that's way too much. We can't possibly put together that much." And there's some clever stuff like that.
Right. So then so anyway, getting back to our story. So as they went into the mountains, these are some cool views. I don't know if you can see them. Some cool views of kind of the terrain they would have gone through as they traveled through the Montes Sarmatiki, or the modern day called the Western Carpathians, which is kind of neat. And they ended up here in near the village of Tatrius. And near that village, they learned there was this wise woman named Nariah that Justianus knew. They have a companion who's sort of NPC with them, Justianus Ignius, and he's from North Africa now, but one of the African provinces. I will probably Africa Proconsularis. Right. So here's the Roman Empire. What it probably looks like at this time, political map of the Roman Empire. Anyway, so they went into the mountains, got near this village, went to go meet with this wise woman who kind of gave them this history of the ruin nearby that they're looking for. That's sort of the quest that Gaius, or the expedition Gaius Augustus Licinius is paying them for, and has invited them to. And then Gerfrid is like, oh, finally I can get this, trail dust off me. She went to go bathe in the lake there. So we cut that scene out because this is a PG 13 production. And then she saw some movement around the rocks. While she was getting dressed, she climbed up there and kind of snuck up to see these definitely some Diarg Due, or flesh vampires, sort of in the heights, overlooking the village. And Corvair had a solved this was going on. He saw that there, but then he also had a bad feeling, and he looked out towards the trail in the direction of the village, and he saw a couple more of these, creatures. Although they're dressed like the native Germans, Germanic tribesmen, but they have like features more akin to like Thracian or Macedonian, and they suspect they are part of this expedition. They have this sort of old text that they found. This is the old text here. That was a Greek text written by a G. Icarion about 300 or so years prior. And he described this expedition that went out into these mountains and found something and took some treasure, and then they were all cursed. And like I said, Nariah gave you this tale of some sort of god that came from the sky and landed nearby, and was sort of the lord of something, or what do they call him? The tale of the pyramid. That's what she told you, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That they bound him beneath it.
Yeah, their gods. Their gods bound this evil god. So there. Okay. So, which was curious to Appian because pyramids this far north. That's interesting. But then the way she described them, it was more like step pyramids from the Tigris Euphrates, which I guess the Romans would these old ruins that supposedly exist in the Parthian Empire. But I don't think any of you have visited the Parthian Empire. Could he fought against them? Against the Parthians? I don't know if he's been in that long. No, you don't know?
I mean, it's right. There would be fighting against them, and right, famously Trajan got all the way to Ctesiphon.
Right.
But I think Corvair probably himself wouldn't have,
right?
Because it seems like his background isn't really in that distant. I think I think Corvair has mostly served basically garrison duty, right?
Oh, okay. Maybe excursions to deal with other untractable Germanic tribes.
Yeah, but I think more along the borders of the empire in the north.
Right. So just as a side note, contemporaneously with what's going on in our campaign, currently Hadrian is in Palestine dealing with the Bar Kokhba revolt, which is kind of interesting. Maybe that's just an Easter egg. Maybe that's a clue. I don't know. Okay. All right. So this is what's going on. I don't know if Gerfred, you can take a. You might as well. You can take a shot. They haven't seen you. It looks like they're going to try to I don't know, ambush the hut, like climb down from these rocks and ambush the hut, while these guys are sort of nonchalantly moving towards the hut. Like they got the jump on you. Corby's probably looking, peeking past the skins that make up the door to this sort of a Germanic style hut.
Okay, is that insight fighting or coordination fighting?
It's coordination, right? Fighting. Yes.
Yes, coordination fighting for ranged attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm using archery, so my focus does apply.
Yep.
And what's my difficulty?
Well, I guess you have to get at least one success, but I think your difficulty is 0 because you're ambushing them.
Okay.
Really.
Then 2 successes.
Yeah. So, you could have taken. Oh, currently you guys have 3 momentum and 7 threat, by the way. So, yeah, it looks like.
You can see the momentum, but not the threat.
Yeah. You don't see the threat?
I mean, I see the token, but I don't see the threat.
Yeah, we don't.
How many?
We don't know how many threats you have. Now,
okay.
I need to do the damage dice.
Yes, and you have 1 momentum that you got from that, so I don't know if you want to add that to it.
Okay, so I have 2 dice then if I do that?
Yeah, you'll have 2 dice.
Okay, I'll do that then. So, 2.
Oh, sorry.
Well, you'll have plus your weapon damage.
Yeah, plus your weapon damage. Sorry, yeah. You have so you roll I think 3 to 5 more dice.
There should be a spot on the sheet under the equipment and talents page. There's
okay.
Yeah.
And then.
But we'll keep those 3.
So roll over here. Sorry.
Yeah. So that's 2 damage and 1 effect so far. So 3 damage, by the way.
Okay.
So you can keep that. Keep that. Just roll the other one without adding the extra dice.
Okay.
Nice. So 5. So it's a total of 7 damage and 2 pierce 2. Is that right?
I think so.
1, 2. Wow, that's really good. Oh, sorry, more than that. So
8 damage and 4 piercing.
Yeah, 8 damage and pierce. 8 damage, pierce 4. Okay. All right. So, all right. So this guy here. And that's definitely a wound on him. Did you see that? Right.
And I wounded the one guy.
Well, you did all that damage too. You don't see the damage?
I see the damage.
Okay.
But it was just the one guy, right?
Yeah, I don't think you get another shot necessarily. Right. All right. Corvier, do you want to do anything?
Don't we alternate turns normally?
I guess.
Or are we in?
Well, you have your 2 people over there you could shoot at.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm wondering is, are we in action sequence initiative? Because they should get to fight next, basically, unless we take initiative. If so. Or we could just do that as well. Since Gerford was ambushing, that could just be sort of like an opening salvo. And now we start.
Right. Now we start. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
however you want to do it.
I think that was my intention. That Gerford is doing like a surprise attack, so that's extra. So yeah. So now it's a new. It's the first round of combat technically. So you can have Gerford go again, or one of you guys can go. Appian or Corvier.
It's up to you guys.
I am sitting in the hut talking to the witch, so unless somebody tells me something's going on.
I mean, yeah, mine is real simple, but I also, if Gerford, you want to just take another shot to try to finish that one off, that would work for me.
Yeah, I was looking My keen-eyed, your eyesight is sharp as an nail. Increased difficulty of perception checks. Close enough. That doesn't apply. I'm just making sure that because I used that momentum. So it says when you spend momentum to obtain information in order to study a creature. Okay, I did not do that.
Mm-hmm.
Your attacks targeting that creature gain a piercing 1 damage effect. Okay, I did not do that. I'm just making sure I don't not use something. So you want me to shoot again?
Yeah. Why don't you just shoot the one you already hit, and we'll try to finish off
Okay.
All right.
a couple of them early.
All right.
And you have three guys have 3 momentum in the pool if you want to grab another dice.
Yeah.
This time the difficulty's 1. Did you want to grab a dice?
I just want to make sure there's enough for Arland, but I'll take 1.
Well, yeah. So if you mechanically, if you take 1, it costs 2 to seize initiative. So I could still go again immediately after you and get ready for the guys down near me if we want to do that.
Okay, then I'll do that. And difficulty 1.
Yeah, you're only 3 dice then. Yep.
There we go. So, and I get 1 bonus momentum. So I get put back what I took.
Yeah, but I got a threat though.
Yep.
How did I give you a threat?
Although I think technically I used 2 threat here to have this.
How did
bolster their numbers?
How did I give you a threat?
You rolled a 20 on the dice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're 1 complication.
Yeah, so you get that momentum can give you an extra dice on the damage if you want.
But you probably don't need for the guy who's already wounded.
Right. I mean, I already get 5 dice towards damage, so.
So you could, yeah.
There we go. So 5, 4 stresses. Number effects is 2. Piercing 1.
Oh, okay. So that's great. So you take him. He's done. Take him down. Because basically the pierce. Yeah, since you have 2 effects, that's pierce 2. That's enough to get to punch through their rotten, maggoty hide.
So the momentum that I spent got put back, right?
Yeah, I guess it got put back.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Well, then why don't I seize initiative just to be ready?
Okay.
So I'll spend 2. So I'm going to step out from kind of the shadow of the doorway where I was standing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get my shield up, pull my gladius out, and then I'm going to point the gladius at the one on the right and then drag it, like miming cutting his throat, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to assume that they're toughened because that one of them took a wound and didn't die immediately. My new talent is Head Taker, so I'm going to choose him. I'm basically choosing him as my enemy by doing the sign language version of I'm about to kill your head and take it with me.
Put that on. There we go. All right.
Anyway, and I get some cool bonuses for that aren't relevant yet, but pretty soon. And here I'll move myself stepping outside.
Okay. You let Appian know what's going on?
Oh, I'll say we've got company, Appian, but this shouldn't take long.
Okay, I will step out the door then and
yeah. I'll say you can peek out the door.
Shoot at this one with a sling. Okay.
Yeah, well, they get to go now. Right, it's like we alternate initiative.
Yeah, alternate initiative.
But he spent 2 momentum to seize the initiative, so that's what he did. All right.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Yep. I'm gonna see what this guy's gonna do. All right. This guy's seeing his hidden buddy and the jig is up type of thing. He's actually gonna try to flee into the hills. This guy here. Seeing his buddy get tagged with a couple arrows.
Is he still in range?
He'll still be in range. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably 1 difficulty this round, and then the next round. Well, I guess he's probably a short, and then now he goes to medium. Yeah, he's still in range, but you're gonna have 2 difficulty to hit him now.
Okay. But I can
But
move, right?
you can move and yeah, you can do that too. All right, Appion, now it's your turn.
All right, I'm just gonna. You want me to slot, or you want me to soften this guy up for you? The other one.
You're welcome to hit either. Don't kill this one that I targeted. But if you want to soften him up, that's fine.
Okay. Okay. I'll do a sling.
Okay.
2 dice, is that right?
Yeah. Difficulty is gonna be 1.
Difficulty.
1.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
There's more of that.
All right. The first one.
More where that came from.
The first one charges down at you. Corbier.
Yep.
Hey, is this guy gonna help?
Oh yeah, but he's gonna go at the end, right?
Oh, okay.
Right. Let's see. Yeah, he probably has a sling also. All right. So that guy charges down at you, Corbier.
Are they carrying weapons, or are they using the like mouth tongue tentacle thing?
I think they're using they have weapons on them, but I probably will use some threat to do something.
Mm.
I think that works. Okay. All right. I'm pretty sure. Let me see how much I have plenty of threat, so I probably will. I'm pretty sure I have enough threat to do what I want to do. Okay. Anyway, so he's gonna try to stab you first.
Yep. All right. So if he's using, what is the reach of his weapon? Because I have a reach 3 with my shield, basically, while it's ready.
Yeah, he has like, right. So it would probably be. It's probably gonna be like one of those old, bronze. Since they're out here, right? It's not like a Roman little dagger thing, but it's gonna be like one of those, like an old Thracian, like a leaf pattern short sword, like you see, type of thing.
Yeah, like a reach 2, like a gladius sort of thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, and then I'm going to do my, in response to him attacking me, try to attack him.
Okay.
Like we do in this system.
Yep.
All right.
So I'm gonna use 1 threat to give him an extra dice, and
I'm gonna use one momentum to take 1 dice also.
Okay. You can give me more threat too if you want.
I'd prefer you not.
I don't think that's necessary yet.
And I gotta switch the default is okay. All right. So let's go. I got 1 success. Yeah, you beat him.
Yeah.
And 2 bonus momentum.
Yep.
So yeah, his 1 success is also not. So that's a hit for me and 2 bonus because I also have essentially 1 net from better reach.
Right.
So then let's see what happens to him. And here's my damage roll.
Oh.
That's terrible.
Luckily,
Luckily, I have a talent that lets me reroll any dice I want to on a damage.
Yeah.
So I'm going to reroll 5 of those, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And keep the 2 that scored. Oh, well. Okay, so 4 damage, 1 piercing. It's the final count.
Okay.
Terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't as impressive as done in the past.
I know, unfortunately.
But at least you hit.
Yep. And I'm going to see if I can...
Oh, and I get 1 more because he is my target. So let me do 1 more.
1 more dice. Yeah.
1 more die.
Okay. 1 more damage.
5 damage with 1 piercing.
Okay. All right.
And that puts two momentum. That puts our momentum at pool at 2, basically, because I took 1 out and then put 2 back in.
Okay. All right.
Now our little companion, this guy.
Yep. Yeah, our guy. I'm trying to see how many dice I need to do something else with this guy though.
With which guy?
Yeah, I'm trying to look to see how much threat I need to
Do another action with him?
to do another major action. I can't do that, can I?
I don't think so. I think this edition got rid of characters taking multiple actions through spins.
Yeah, you can only do that with you guys can only do that with fate.
Yeah.
So only special characters would have that.
Yeah, only like nemesis villains and
Right.
eldritch villains and things like that.
Okay.
But I'm okay with you using 7 threat to move him up.
No, I think just Yannis is gonna try to.
Yeah, we'll allow that, Carl, if you want to do that.
No, that's okay. Just Yannis is gonna try to tag this other guy here. He doesn't want to risk hitting Corvair
Mm-hmm.
with a complication, just in case. So he's gonna try to hit that guy out there. 1 success. Right.
Nice.
So I think a sling does only 2d6, right? All right.
Yeah, I think that's right. Because I think the bow, yeah, sling. I think the sling does 2 because the bow does 3.
Okay.
That sounds right.
1 damage with the. So he did 1 damage, which doesn't do much.
Mm-hmm.
It bounces off of him, kind of. All right. So that guy. I don't know. He's gonna try to move past Orvir to get to Appion.
Does Corvair get an attack opportunity?
I mean, I don't know if you have a talent or anything that you can intervene or intercept or something.
I don't think I have anything to intervene
Are there reactions?
There are normally. You have like reactions as part of your actions.
You do have retaliate. Character lashes out at a nearby foe. This reaction may be used when an enemy attempts a non-attack skill test. Okay, non-attack skill. That's like okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know how like pushing past and and I don't have the book with me, so I don't know. I'm fine. What I would say, I'm fine with, as long as he is still in reach of me. I think that's totally fair because I want to be like standing close enough to the doorway that basically, if I kill this guy, he'll still be in reach. He's just not. But he gets kind of around me. Basically, that seems
right.
fine.
He can kind of take a wide path towards you, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So Appion, he's going to attack you. All right. So I got 2 successes. So you have a melee. You contest the melee, Appion. So, like you both roll. So it's what was it? Is it brawn fighting? No, it's agility, right?
Agility.
Agility and fighting melee. Whoever wins the opposed test. Was that thunder?
It is.
All right. Thanks for the threat. Cool. So I guess so. I got 2 successes. I was gonna check to see if I got 3 because of the. Because I got a 2.
Whether or not they're our focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, adversaries.
Okay. Did you shoot him?
What's that?
Oh, you got 2 successes. He got 1.
Yeah. Don't.
Yeah, Carl's checking because Carl rolled a 2 and a 9, and the 2 might be worth double successes.
Right. Yeah. So I got 3. So I got a total of 3 successes. So now it's 2. So yeah, the 2 is a part under his focus. All right. So the damage. Okay, 3. All right. So with 2, 6. Okay, got it. So I got 5 dice coming towards you.
No, that hurts.
3 damage.
That hurts a lot.
If you have any armor, BJ, that removes it. Removes 1 damage per. But I only got 3. I got 3 damage. Is really it would have been armor. It would be 3 damage, pierce 3 with his meat weapon. So if you have
probably no armor
left
after that. But
so 3 damage.
I didn't have any armor anyway.
Yep.
But that's not too. 3 stress is not great.
Not bad. Yeah,
Not
could have been
worse.
It could have been a bunch of 2s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that's it for everyone.
I didn't go again. That guy left. I didn't get to go after that.
Well, you went first.
Yeah.
Then he went. Then Corvier. No, you went. Then Corvier stole the initiative. Then he went. Then Appion went. Then this guy went. Then Justianius went. Then this guy. So it's the top of the round again.
Okay.
So, yeah. So do you want her to go again? You guys have no mailing. Yes.
I guess it depends on. You're welcome to shoot. The other option is that if I take down the one that I'm fighting right now, I can probably take down the one on Appion also before he gets a chance to hurt Appion anymore.
That's fine.
Okay, well then let's do that.
I have a question though.
Okay.
So I have keen-eyed, and it says your eyesight is sharp as an eagle. The increased difficulty of perception checks for a zone beyond close is reduced by 1. And you increase the effective range of your weapon by 1 zone. Does that mean I need to make a perception check in order to use it?
No, that means you lower the difficulty by 1
Okay.
when you attack. You don't have to move. You can just attack.
Okay. Sorry, it was just a question, guys.
No worries.
Oh, so you can actually aim as a minor action. So you can re-roll a d20 when you make an attack if you aim.
Okay.
So it's like a free re-roll.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Arlen.
All right, I'm gonna do the big spend and use both of our momentum and give you 1 threat for an attack on this guy. We both have reached 2 weapons because I'm using the Gladius, so there's no modifier there. So it's just a straight contested roll, basically. And you can use, obviously, threat to get yourself more dice for defending.
I could get rid of the momentum. There we go. All right. So I got 7. Yeah, I think I'll use one.
Why not use all
6.
7? Just use all 7.
No.
I'm trying.
All right.
I am trying really hard to get rid of your momentum.
Okay. All right. Wow. Wow.
Look at that. Feeling pretty good about that one.
Wow. So you have 5 success. That's a lot of damage coming.
So that's 4 extra. So I'll put 2 momentum back in the pool right now and use the extra for damage right now.
Okay.
So that gets me up from 6 dice regular to 7 dice for target for 9 dice with 2 on momentum. So let's see what this does.
5, 6.
And then I have 3 dice that didn't score, so here's 3 more.
Wow.
So that's 10 damage with 3 levels of piercing.
So 10 pierce 3? Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes down.
All right, so here's where it gets really crazy. Now that I've taken down my chosen target, I get 1 non-refreshing fortune point that lasts until the end of the scene.
Okay.
And
so you can use that to attack again. Yeah.
Well, I also have Flashing Steel, which means that I can, when I do an attack major action, I can attack another character in reach as a minor action. So I'm going to do basically 2 attacks on the guy on Appion with all this.
Okay.
So let's do first one, and I'll use 1 momentum just for shits and giggles for 3 dice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a solid 3 successes.
Oh, so he gets like to.
But he gets to parry, yeah. He gets to fight to contest, basically.
But 2 momentum go back, right?
Only 1 momentum because you got 1 success.
Yeah.
But yeah, 1 more goes
okay.
back, and so then here's my hit with just regular amount of dice.
Ouch.
That seems good.
Mm-hmm.
And
5,
then
6, 1.
Yep. Let's do the same thing. I'll use another momentum on my second attack, just since it seems like it's paying for itself every time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so actually it's pierce 3, right? So
yeah, it's 3 levels of piercing, basically.
Right, so it is actually a wound.
Yep.
On him. All right. And you're using another momentum?
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing again, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
Terrible! Look at that! I rolled 2 20s.
But don't you have that skill where you can re-roll?
For damage dice, not for attacks.
For
All right.
You got one success, so we
just whiffed.
But you get a momentum back because I got a complication too.
Yeah. So yeah, you get 2 threat and I get 1 momentum.
Wait, that's fun. Maybe we'll have you guys like tumble into a heap.
We could do that.
Yeah, let's do that. But you still get. I got a threat too, so let's have you guys like tumble to the ground. So, everyone. All right, but yeah, but he loses his weapon too since he got 2 complicated. Or you got 2 complications, right?
I got 2 complications. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe you lose your gladius.
What kind of weapon does he have?
Like a knife, but now they're wrestling on the ground. Okay.
I want to pick up his knife
Okay.
because I don't have a hand weapon.
Okay. So that was Orvir.
Yeah, that was just my big turn.
Okay. So this guy's gonna try to like bite you now.
Yep.
I will use a momentum to bite you.
How about 7 of them?
He's not as good with bite. Okay. All right.
So I think I can still defend with shield
Right.
from the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if we're on the ground, there's no like reach or anything. So it's just a flat. Yeah.
Right.
So I'll just do my defense.
I got 2 successes.
I'll use 1 momentum for 3 dice because I'm feeling all right, but not perfect about that. And there we go.
6 successes. 5 bonus momentum.
Wow.
You go,
Wow.
Corvair.
2, 2, and a 3. Dang.
Yeah.
damage.
So that's a net of 2 back into the pool, basically.
Mm-hmm.
2 canceled. 1 for the difficulty, 2 canceled out by him,
Mm-hmm.
and 1 for hitting him, essentially. So 2 back in the pool. And then
Okay.
here's the damage that he takes because it's a contested, right?
Yep.
Me smacking him with the shield on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And he's stunned.
4 and stunned, right?
4 and 1 level of stun. And I can do 1 more die to re-roll one of those.
Okay.
Just for shits and giggles. Nothing
Yep.
on the second.
All right, so
Okay.
4.
So 4 damage and a stun.
Okay. So he only takes 2.
Yep.
But he's stunned. All right. Well, that was his turn. So do you want Appion to go or Gerfred to go?
Appion can go. It's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna snatch up his dagger that he dropped,
Okay.
and do I get any adjustment because he's stunned?
I think you lower. He can't contest. Right.
Yeah, I think if we're both on the ground and he's stunned, I think it's stunned he can't contest and prone he's easier to hit. So it's a
Yeah. You lose. Yeah. He can't contest, and you lose a difficulty dice. Right. Right. I guess that's right.
Okay. So does that mean it's difficulty 0 instead of difficulty 1?
I guess so, huh? Yep.
Woohoo.
Nice. So the base is 3.
Oh, and I got some momentum.
So base is 3, so you can use that momentum for an extra dice of damage if you want, or put it into the pool.
Okay. Base.
The base of a dagger of a knife is 3, so it's 3 pierce 1. So you can roll 4 dice.
I'm looking. It says 2 pierce 1 in the book.
Oh, okay. Oh, they have 3 because they're a little stronger. So yes, 2. So you could roll. It'd be 3 dice of damage if you want. Use that momentum right away.
Go ahead and use it. Corvair will get us more.
So 3 pierce 1. 3 damage.
So it comes up dice 2. Do I change that to a 3 then?
Yeah, change it to 3. Nice. So, okay. So you do 1 point of damage to him.
Oh.
Yeah, because you got 1 effect, so it's pierce 1, 2 damage. Yep. Okay. Okay.
Is there anything interesting about this dagger other than it's been carried by a vampire?
I mean, it's it's like a Hellenic era.
Oh, so this is like an antique.
Yeah.
Should be here. We're not in Greece.
Right.
Yeah. So if we want to prevent this last guy from running away, Gerfried, you can seize initiative with our 2 momentum and take a shot at him.
It's my turn, isn't it?
No, it's going to be his turn.
It's going to be his turn.
So what I'm saying, you can spend the 2 momentum to go before him.
Okay. And then I get to lower the difficulty because of my keen-eyed, right?
Yeah, so it's just difficulty 1 instead of 2 because of the range.
Okay. And let's see. Oh. Difficulty.
And you aim so you can roll an X. If you don't hit with all 3 of your die or all 2 of your dice. Sorry, if you don't hit with both of your dice, you can re-roll 1. Right.
Okay. I think
Because you aimed.
I was successful.
So you can re-roll that 17.
How do I do that?
Just roll a d20. What's your target number?
I don't know. Can I just hit bow and then put 1 die?
Yeah, you can do that too.
No.
Oh, all right. So you hit once. You hit. So it's the damage.
Damage.
Yeah. 3 pierce 2. Okay.
That was not that exciting.
Yep.
But don't
Okay.
I have didn't you say I could re-roll a 20 or something like that? Because I was
You did.
aiming.
You did,
Oh,
but
okay.
you still missed. Yeah, still missed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he's got an arrow stuck in him as he goes out of sight.
Can I run after him?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go after him.
All right, I think.
Because can I track him?
Well, you could just. I mean, on your. Yeah, you aimed and then you shot and then you shot. So next, when it's your turn, you can go after him. Yeah.
Oh, I know,
turn.
but I'm just saying because I have that. I have tracking and hunting as focuses.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think he's going to get that. I mean, he's not going to be far enough away where he's like, you have to track him, but
Okay.
he might try to hide in the rocks or who knows. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. All right, so Justianius, he's going to try to beat this guy with a stick. Nice. Okay. That's 2 successes. So... He's still stunned.
So does that mean he put momentum in the pool?
I'm just going to give it to him
Okay.
as extra dice damage.
Okay.
All right. Dang, only 2 points of damage. Okay. All right. It doesn't do anything to him.
Better than nothing.
Yep. Okay. So I guess it's a new round. So he's no longer stunned. Right? I guess he's no longer stunned, right?
Yeah, not stunned, still prone.
Yep.
I think.
Okay. So who wants to go first?
Do you want me to shoot my guy or?
Yeah, you can if you want to chase him. I'll let you chase him. Then make a. Is it observation?
Yeah, and I have that thing. Why don't I see it? Equipment and talents. Go down here. The increased difficulty of perception checks for zones beyond closest reduced by 1. That's not quite the one. Was that the one I was looking for?
That's the same. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So it reduces it by 1, and I increase the effective range of my weapons by 1 zone.
Yep. Okay. So
I
just
make
roll.
Perception, right?
Yeah.
Page perception is. I'm looking for it. Charm, rhetoric. Where is perception?
Observation is the skill.
Oh, okay. So
Observation. Sorry, observation.
that's okay. Observation. Okay, so it'd be observation what? Inside observation?
Yeah, inside observation. And you guys got
Inside
he has a complication, so you guys get a momentum.
observation.
Okay. So you got 1 success. You got to beat his 1 success.
What's the difficulty?
I think you lower the difficulty to 0. So just roll.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Is that correct? Yeah, because 1 success was the difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
Am I doing this right? Let's see. So I kind of made it like an opposed roll. But he's trying to hide. But then she lowers it by 1. So I only got 1 success. Yeah, I guess that's right. All right. So you have 3 momentum in the pool now.
Okay. But I have to wait to shoot him, right?
No, you can shoot him.
Okay.
You're just it's like a minor action to move,
Okay. Can I use one of those dice to add 1 extra to mine?
Yep.
Okay, so...
Oh, you're asking So can roll 3 dice? Yeah.
Yeah.
You could even, if you want to roll 4 dice, you could use all 3.
No, I don't think I need to. And I still lower my difficulty, right? Or no?
It's still difficulty 1 because he's at a long range or whatever.
But remember, it changes it.
Yeah, so so instead of 2 difficulty, it's 1 difficulty.
Okay.
But you have 3 dice. So.
Okay, there we go. 1 success.
Okay.
And
So roll your damage.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
5 piercing.
5 pierce 2. Right, that's a wound. Okay. All right.
But I still left you with 2 momentum in case you need to steal initiative.
Okay.
Nice.
Do you guys want to steal initiative, or one of my guys gets to go?
Well, there's just the 2 of your guys. We could have Appion try to finish off the one on the ground, since he's still prone.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems like a good
I was
spend.
just trying to use the forethought to leave you momentum if you needed to do that.
Yeah. That's
So I should roll before you roll. I should roll first, right, to see how many difficulty he has.
yes, basically. I mean,
And then you lower it by 1.
yeah.
All right. Nice. You got another one. He's like, I don't know, he got stuck or something, or he's all tangled up.
So we get
So
a
you guys
momentum?
get it. You guys get another momentum back, right? So, and he's got 1 success, but since he's prone, you lower that by 1. So Appion, you've got. If you want to grab a momentum too, right? Since you just got 1.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well.
So roll 3 dice. Difficulty 0.
All right, here we go. 3 dice, difficulty 0.
Uh-huh.
Oops. Yeah, I clicked the wrong thing. Hold on a second. Here we go. There we go. 3 dice. Difficulty 0.
Woohoo! 2 bonus momentum.
So 3
There's 2
successes.
momentum back.
Yeah.
How many what?
Oh yeah. That's right. Okay.
Regular damage.
Mm-hmm.
3 piercing 1.
Yeah. If you wanted to use that momentum to add extra dice of damage, you can. Right now, just 3 pierce 1.
Okay, there's another die.
4 pierce 2.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all? Is that? Oh, that's actually enough. Okay.
Nice.
Good job, Ethan.
Yeah, because he's got 4. He's got 4 health left or stress left, and then he's already wounded. So you take him to 0, which is another wound. So he's
Quick, we need to burn. We need to burn these things.
I'll be there in a minute.
all right. Naraya says, or boil them. She has like a stew pot going, but then don't eat the food.
Mm.
Chop them up and boil them. Okay, so there's this one here. That was Appion,
Yeah.
but you didn't steal it. You didn't need to steal initiative, right? So okay. Or did you steal initiative? No.
Yeah, we stole so that yes, Appion stole initiative after Gerfrid shot.
Okay.
But then I gained that momentum back. So
Okay, so still
Yeah,
3
we
moments.
gained a couple.
Oh, right. Okay.
But it's basically this last guy's turn.
Because I can't steal initiative, right? Because I already went.
He's gonna try to
Yeah.
close on you, so he gets up to you. I'm gonna use his like full movement to get up to you, but he can't attack because that's a major action. He was at long range. He just is giving up running away. He's gonna try to at least try to infect you or something.
Okay.
Okay. That's a new round. Or I guess, what do you want Justianius to do, actually? Or Corvier and Justianius haven't gone yet, actually.
Well, they're too far away from where Gerfrid is, so
Right. No, I
whatever
know.
they're
But
doing at the
Yeah.
hut, start burning bodies.
Yeah, Corver is just gonna stand up, and I'm gonna grab my gladius, and then I'm gonna go chop this one's head off.
okay.
And I guess I'll do that with the other one after I'm done, so that we can get them all ready to dispose the bodies.
All right. Yeah, Justianius can, takes this one's Oh, you took his glass. Oh, I guess just yes. We'll take this one's knife or whatever, and then chop this guy's head off.
Yep.
So at least that gives you guys time, right? All right. So I guess it's a new round. Gerfrid, this guy's in your face, so you might have to drop your bow and
Stab him
yeah,
with
'cause I
my
don't know.
spear.
Yeah, because I mean he can. So he can like attack of opportunity if you try to back up.
No, she just stab him with her spear. That's what I'm.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Says
Grab the
reach-
spear from her back and stab. Okay. Yep.
Says reach 3.
Oh wow. So that gives her a bonus dice. Is that right?
I don't know.
3 versus.
So reach is only used when if you have the reach advantage, it's used when you're defending. It's basically a difficulty increase for the attacker to get through your defenses. So
Okay.
it won't. Gerford with more reach won't affect this fight, but if he gets to attack back, he will have a penalty.
All right.
Okay.
So let me roll first before you roll, so you can tell you the difficulty. Difficulty is 1, and you guys got a momentum again. Jeez.
Woohoo!
He's thrown off balance by trying to clamber at you over the rocks.
So don't put that momentum in the pool, and I'll use it
Okay.
to attack. And
So
you
it's
said
3.
difficulty 1.
Yeah, difficulty 1 because I got 1 success. Ugh.
Really? And I don't get to
Oh, well.
reroll anything.
No, unless you want to use one of your fate points.
They come back, don't they?
Yeah. I mean,
My little fortunes, they come back at the beginning
Yes.
of the round,
No, not the beginning of the round.
but the beginning of the game.
Something depending on what you do during this adventure
Okay.
or this session.
Then I'll use 1 fortune point,
Okay.
and then I re-roll
All 3 of them.
all 3 dice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not attacking. Oh, it is the attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay, attack. 3 dice. Difficulty 1. There we go. 1
All right. So it's
success.
well, at least it's a block. I mean, you both got
So I
a
don't.
success.
I don't get to do damage.
No. All right. But now, if he goes, then she gets she lowers the difficulty, right? Right. There's a increase of difficulty. Arlen.
Or say again.
So now he's going to go, but she has a superior reach weapon.
Yeah, so she increases his difficulty by the difference in reach, basically.
So Yeah.
So since she has reach 3 and he has presumably the same reach 2 kind of
Right.
short sword,
Mhm.
so he basically is making an attack at difficulty 2 and her defense at difficulty 1, and then you compare net successes from there. Is rules as written.
Okay. Okay.
So how do I do a defense check?
Well, just attack.
It's just
again.
another attack, basically.
But I need 2 successes. So I got 3 successes because that's 1 is 2. So I got
Oh,
3 successes.
nasty.
Can I use my extra momentum to make my successes 3? Because I got it.
Yeah, that's even. That's a nothing because you
That's
got
nothing. Yeah.
you got 2 on one difficulty and he got 3 on 2 difficulties. So
So
that's
it's another block. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So you guys want to do anything? You kind of see like Gerfrid and this other thing fighting up there. Probably take you 2 major actions to get out there.
I think Corbin is probably our best bet for help if we want to send help, and we should probably dispose of these other ones before they start to move again.
Yeah, there's another body up here too.
Yeah. Why don't I'll start jogging up the hill. You guys keep working on the bodies, and I'll if I don't get there in time to help, I can at least grab the extra body and bring it back down to dispose.
Okay.
And Appion, you're just gonna burn bodies.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So Gerfrid, it's probably your turn again.
Okay.
The top of the round. You have 3 momentum, just FYI.
Right, but I get penalized if I step back to shoot him, right?
I think he gets to retaliate. Yeah, when you attempt to move
Yeah,
out of
I think
reach, yeah.
so. I think that's the way. It's kind of like 5e attack of opportunity as written. That it's
Mhm.
only when you leave reach that
Right.
somebody gets to attack. So
Right.
you can like move around them within reach, but you can't move into reach and then out of reach, basically.
Yeah.
So I
It's
wouldn't be
basically
able to move back enough to fire.
no. You might probably have dropped your bow too. You haven't stowed it. You probably dropped it.
Okay. Then
So-
I will use one more momentum out of the pool.
Okay.
And difficulty is still 1.
I got 1 success.
And I got 1.
Yep. It's still a push then. Right. Okay. He's going to
Roll 20
attack
is not being nice. Actually,
It's-
roll 20 doesn't like my spear. Only likes my bow.
All right, so this time you get. Oh no! So this time I roll and I have 2 difficulties. Okay, so we do the same thing, Amy.
Yeah, and then if he hits in melee, then the reach advantage is reversed basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that having the short reach has
No, he's gonna hit.
well.
I got to get 2 successes, which I do.
Oh.
So he hits. Yeah. So he hits. Okay. Only 3 dice. I think they get extra dice. No, they're not strong enough to get an extra dice. See, that rotted flesh makes them a little weaker. 2 pierce 1. 2 points of damage, pierce 1. So what's your armor?
2.
Yeah, you take nothing.
Okay.
Right, that's correct, right? 2 pierce 1? Yeah, you take nothing. It's only got 1 effect. Okay. All right.
No, it's
Corvair.
2 damage, but the pierce should affect the armor.
Yeah, but she has 2 damage, but she's. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So one damage to get through.
Oh, you
right?
you get 1 damage. Yeah, 1
Yeah.
damage hits you. Sorry. So the pierce
No.
1.
Over here, 1 stressy thing.
1 stress, yes, 1
Yeah.
stress.
Okay.
But that's not. You'll get the stress back at the end of the scene, so that's not a problem.
Right. My question would be: we started this one. Should I have gotten? I spent a fortune point last game. Should I have gotten that back when we started this one? Because I have 3.
No.
So fortune comes back either at the end of the adventure, like the whole arc, or if you do if you cause a complication because of your tags, like we did last time, if you remember, with how you hate Romans and tried to start a fight in the middle of the legionary camp.
Right.
But not at the beginning of the session. At the end of the adventure is when it refreshes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Naturally.
You have 1 left, but
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's Corby, it's your turn.
And then I'll charge up and
Okay.
be in range basically for next time.
Right.
In reach, I guess we'd say.
Okay. All right. So it's the top of the round again. So Appion, you successfully burned those guys. You and Justianius.
We need a Greek fire cannon.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you can either boil them or you light a fire and burn them. However, you can just chop them. Throw the head in the pot and then stuff in the cauldron or whatever.
See if we can find like an alchemical textbook for Appion so we can learn to make
like
all
acid
sorts
or
of.
something.
Yeah.
Okay. Who wants to go between Corvair and Gerfrid then? Here.
Doesn't matter to me.
So to go through like we were talking about with the things, because he tagged Gerfrid, he's at essentially reach 2 relative to Gerfrid.
Mhm.
So now Gerfrid with a reach 3 weapon, your attacks will take the same penalty that he was taking to try to hit you earlier. Basically, like he's in close where it's hard to use your spear to stab him with the head, basically. So I say that because if you want me, I'm still at reach 2, the same, so I can just try to swipe him.
Yeah, I'd rather you swipe him.
Okay, well then why don't I just do that?
Okay.
I'll use one of our 2 momentum for a 3 dice swipe.
Okay.
And otherwise, he just gets his natural contest.
Yep. 1 success. Yep.
3 successes and 2 bonus momentum.
Yep.
All right, and then here's my
You should go down.
hit. And I'm gonna roll 2 more for my reroll. All right, 5 damage, pierce 1.
That's enough. Yep. So he has 4 left, so that makes sense. He has 2 armor. Yep.
Yeah.
It's enough. Nice. All right.
Cool.
Gerford wants to turn to Corvir and say, I'll be back in a minute. I guess I have to go bathe again.
Well, let's get rid of the bodies first, because you're probably going to get dirty carrying, dead vampire, dead Deirdre down. So I'll let Gerford grab this one.
Don't you Germanians bathe in the blood of your enemies?
Well, these things don't really have. These things don't really have blood. They have
They're sticky. They're sticky and they have tentacles, and it's not good seafood.
Well, yeah, they're vampires, so they need your blood to refill, right?
Yeah.
Like a leech or a mosquito.
Or your whatever.
Or a Dracula.
Yeah. You're
fat. Cool. Yep.
All right.
All right, so I'll let Gerford grab this one, and I'll go grab the other one that she shot, and we'll just bring the bodies back down to deal with.
Nice. All right. Well, no one's injured, so you can recover your stress. No big deal. No one's wounded, right? So, okay. All right. And you destroy these things now that you know. And okay.
Gerford does want to look around up where she was to see if she could see where they came from.
Yeah.
Because she has that tracking. She just wants to see where they might have come
from. Oh, yeah.
From.
Yeah, go for it.
How do I do that then?
Just roll, what is it, tracking based? Is it observation?
Tracking is survival?
Survival, yeah.
Survival, yeah, okay.
So observation survival? Or
no, insight.
Insight
right,
survival.
Insight survival.
And then she has a focus.
Yeah.
Difficulty?
1's fine. Unless you can lower it with something.
She failed.
Oh.
I don't know what I would lower it with. My Woodwise?
What does the Woodwise do?
I don't know. Hold on. I will tell you in a second. It says, once I get to it, into equipment, notes, Woodwise. When you are in the woodlands of Germania, the number of successes required for any tests you make to find food, shelter, or to navigate or to travel in the forest is reduced by 1.
Oh, that's fine. Plus, you're close enough. You don't get any momentum, but I guess even that's a success, right? If the difficulty 0, it's still a success, but no momentum, right, Arlen? I guess it's difficulty 0 tests.
Yeah, I think that's you don't gain anything extra, but you still did like the lowest level of what you tried to do.
All right. So so these 2 came from further in the mountains, but you feel like you could track them.
Yeah.
These other guys here look like they came from the village you were just at.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys came from over the, up further in the mountains, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to track them, or?
Well, whenever you want to rest or recover, and then you keep going, I guess. Or if you want to go back and get, what's his name?
Yeah, I think we want to grab
Licinius.
Gaius.
Yeah.
Gaius Augustus Licinius.
Mhm.
And I guess we should ask Narya about the ones that seem to have come from the village.
Mhm.
Oh, she's like, oh, perhaps they were watching. I do not know. Well, I mean, who knows what these creatures, how they can, how they. She wouldn't use the word communicate, right? How they sense each other or something, right?
Mhm.
Appian, have you been studying them and you know yet?
Over the
What's
mountains.
that?
Do you know
Over the
how they
mountain.
communicate? Because you've been studying these things.
I do not.
Okay,
Do they not communicate by talking?
I don't know.
Well, they seem to be able to talk. They just also seem to have a real sense of, fortuitous timing on their part.
Yeah, they smell pretty awful too, right? They smell like
Hmm.
rotten meat. So it's like nasty smell of boiled fat. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so you can go back to get Licinius.
Okay.
And Appian is channeling the German bard, or is he? Sorry, the Celtic bard. Maybe Celtic, Britannic bard, Osborne.
Ozymandias.
That guy's Greek, right?
Osborne Ozymandias. Or Ozymandias Osborne.
Mhm. That's funny.
So we're
Okay.
going back to get the guy.
How do I get rid of my stress?
Oh, it comes back
Okay.
at the end of the scene, as long as you're not wounded, right? It just comes back.
Okay.
So same with Amy's stress or
Yeah.
Gerford's death.
I put it back.
Okay. All right. Do you want to take like a 5-minute break?
We can.
Or like
Sure.
halfway done, or so, or well, with this session.
Right.
Sounds
Okay.
good. And
Okay.
we'll be back in a blink of the eye for our viewers.
Okay.
Unpaused.
Okay. Wow. So you go back, get Gaius Augustus Licinius. Maybe you rest overnight. He seems to want to in this village. Seems to be waiting for something, and he paces a lot. I don't know if you talk to him at all, or
Gertrude
he's like,
would.
we are almost there. I believe we are almost there.
Gertrude would. She would probably walk up to him and say, something seems to be troubling you.
Well, we are almost to the source of the treasure, the tumulus. We are close.
I feel like there's something you're not telling me.
Well, I mean, what do you need to know? I just will tell you that we will all be rich beyond imagining.
I don't know. I just have a feeling you're deceiving me. That's all. But that could be because I don't have strong trust in Romans.
Well,
But
I cannot help you with that.
understand that if you lead us astray and danger comes, I warn you, I will not protect you. Just so that you know.
Protect me from what?
Whatever deception you are putting upon us.
Because I have been upfront and honest
Okay.
with all of you.
You failed to tell us that your other companion was one of those vampire creatures.
What? You feign surprise.
I do not believe you. I think you knew.
Does anyone have any skill in whatever the equivalent of bullshit detector is in this game?
I don't know what bullshit detector is in this game.
persuasion?
She has a
gonna say,
0 in persuasion.
What's that?
observation,
No. Persuasion? There's deceptions under persuasion.
instincts.
Well, do you have observation instincts? Is that what you said?
I don't have the instincts thing, but I thought that was
okay.
one of the.
Oh yeah, you guys are savvy enough to know that he feigns surprise there when you say that.
Arlen, do you have
That is,
persuasion?
oh, it is so good that, well, I'm glad he disappeared then, and he is not here to trouble us anymore. Do you think that we will encounter him? Is he maybe tracking us, trailing us?
I don't know. Is he? Did you encourage him to do such?
I mean, no. I just thought he deserted the expedition.
Just understand, I sleep with one eye open, and that open eye is staring at you at all times. Just be aware. I will go on your expedition, and I will look for the treasure for you, but feigning surprise around me is not noble. She just
Kind of laughs.
She just doesn't trust him at all. And I was looking to see if I had anything outside of, I mean, she has the truth where she just doesn't trust him, period.
Right.
I don't know that she has anything else, per se. Do you guys have anything that...
What do you guys make of any interaction?
Well, I mean, I have increased...
Appian and...
can do the perception, but not the other.
Well, I think he's clearly lying to us.
Yeah, Corvair. I mean, I guess...
What about, what's the other guy's?
Justiania says, I feel like we need to see this to the end. I mean, he says, do not worry, if something were to happen and this Roman were to not come back from the expedition, I do not think anyone here in Germania would
Don't think they would
bat an eye.
I mean, if he is telling the truth, then he's telling the truth, but
what is Justianus' stake in all of this?
Well, I think we have based on what the old woman said, this is something we have to stop.
But don't you get the feeling that we're being led like lambs to the slaughter? Because that's how I feel.
Well, I feel like I am in good hands with your bow and Appion's wit and Corvair's gladius.
Yes.
I have remained unscathed.
Yes. Is there a tracker in the area that could get us there, other than the way Augustus Licinius is asking us to go?
I mean, that's what he had Mendozius for.
I mean, could Gerfrid use her tracking to see if she can't get us there?
You just gonna ditch this guy?
No, I don't trust he's sending us the right way. She just has no trust in him. He's a Roman. That's just her nature, but...
Mm-hmm. I mean, based on the tale that Naraya said, it's just over those mountains, right? Where the pool is, so there's probably not very many ways there, right?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I think we can just keep him alive and keep an eye on him, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my concern is, has he set traps for us? It's easy to fall and plummet from these heights.
Well, if you're concerned about that, you can go on ahead and scout, use your observation.
I think that's what she would do.
Okay. All right. Cool. So he just it's really, and actually when you go back by the that upland lake and you find the tracks again, you can kind of see that there's a trail that kind of winds its way up and over the mountains there. So you can follow them if you wish, and he's content to let you lead. He goes, yes, yes, it is just over that mountain.
Okay. And you need her to roll what?
I guess it just either survival.
She has a lot of survival. She has hunting, she has tracking, she has woodcraft.
Probably insight survival. That seems fine to me with the tracking focus. And then who's hit? Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
What would
Right.
the difficulty be?
Well, you have woodwise,
Yes.
so it's 0 effectively.
Okay.
Nice.
Put 2
Two
momentum
momentums.
into the pull.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. So you find the track problem, and eventually you make your way to a plateau overlooking a deep wind-blown valley. The surrounding land is arid and plant life is pretty sparse. I don't know if I have. If I were cool, I would have a. No, that's wrong.
Gerfrid would warn her fellow companions not to eat or drink anything without testing it first.
Yep. And then the the plateau is easily accessed from above, so you clamber around the edge of a neighboring peak and down a narrow path. The path is precarious enough, so I don't know if you want to leave the pack animals at a point above or try to take them further down. So someone has a way to. Is there a handle animal in this game?
I mean, I'm sure we would have hired somebody from the village to come watch our animals.
They won't. They don't want you to come. They're afraid of
Survival is normally used for animal handling, it looks like.
Okay. Yeah, so someone could make survival besides Gerfrid. Does anyone have survival other than Gerfrid?
I have a tiny bit, but not much. What about you, Appion? Oh, BG, you're muted.
I have none.
Okay. Survival and what? Other skill.
You could use gravitas to coax the animals, or reason to find a good path down that will be safe for them.
Mm-hmm. Appion, what's your gravitas or reason?
Those are both really good.
Okay, well, why don't you roll whichever one's higher, because both of mine are not very good.
What skill applies? Anything?
It would be survival, but it doesn't. If you don't have it, that's fine. I mean, you still get 2d20 against your. There are, it's difficulty 1. That's fine. Yeah, you're good. Okay. All right. So, and then as you kind of climb down, then to down, it looks like it's going to be challenging to. Well, there is another path, but that looks like it'd be kind of hard to climb down. Well, if you climb down, you could from this path, but it'd be kind of challenging. Just FYI. But you find a path Gerfrid finds a path, and you're able to get the animals down to this plateau. And like I said, no plant life grows. It is barren and dusty, with the only man-made structures breaking up. Hold on, I thought I had. That's not it. Dang it. So yeah, that's fine. Thought I had a handout for that, but I have something. I think I just made a map or a thing.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, so again, no plant life grows. It's barren and dusty with the only man-made structures breaking up the mountainous brownish gray of the dirt. And that man-made structure is this thing.
It's a crack.
No, it's this. Well, this. You guys aren't like within. So there's this like a low wall that surrounds this tumulus. So it's over the years, of course, the dirt and all that but it has a vague, I guess, structure. Maybe it could have been a step pyramid at one point, but it is seemingly quite old. So definitely predates those Macedonians or Thracians that came up here. So what else? Oh, there's an eerie whistling and piping sound that can be heard blowing on the wind. But despite the cold, you do notice an increased number of flies in the area as you draw closer. And
I think Gerfrid would put her hand out and say we should check it first before we head in.
Yep. And then I guess there's no like science type of thing.
Yeah, I was looking at
I
the
think
same.
it's like academics.
Yeah, I could roll your
Academia.
academia is fine, but there's no focus that I can see. But academia would be good, or even a survival too.
Okay,
apply
survival.
here.
Inside or reason.
Reason, I think.
Reason survival?
Yeah, and reason academia. One difficulty.
And none of the focuses would apply here.
Yeah, I can't think of any of the foci that could apply.
Seems like there ought to be like a natural,
Right,
like a
Okay.
physics and metaphysics.
something like that.
Gerfrid
wow.
got 3 successes with 2 bonus momentum.
All right. So you see that they're when they land and you kind of check them out. You see they're blowflies, which usually feed on carrion. Right. So there's this large, carrion flies. That is also net shoot. Oh man, bad GM.
Why?
Bad GM. He did not bring the momentum and threat tracker.
So can
But
Gerfrid
that's
see where these flies are coming from?
They don't seem to be coming from anywhere. They're just like around. You see the tumulus up, like out in the distance, more or less. It's in here. Oops. How did I only bring one? That's dumb.
Because you don't really want threat.
I don't want any threat.
No, you don't want any. You're okay with us not giving you any.
So are these gray things? Are these just stones? Or are they like sealed like entryways or tubes?
Why is this? I don't know why it's not bringing over the threat thing.
It's okay. We know you had 7.
No, I had 6.
Oh,
I thought he spent all of it.
Well, I mean, we offered to let him spend all of it. He just wasn't taking us up on it at all.
Wow. That is bizarre. I don't know. Not
I'm telling
letting
you.
me bring that token over. It doesn't want you to. Arlen did something like some sort of. Arlen did some sort of IT thing to not let me bring the thread over.
That's okay. I mean, if you use it, we know you have 6. It's fine. But did you hear BJ's question? What are the little gray things?
Yeah, I'm getting to that, but now I'm like annoyed that I can't.
Well, don't get fixated on it. It's no big deal.
Yeah, but you should be able to copy it and then paste it. Come over. There it is.
There it is.
Ha 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 ha. Cool. But I actually have 6, not 7.
It's okay,
Okay.
we can't see it anyways, but that's alright. So,
All right.
these little gray things.
All right. So, yeah, and as you get closer, the smell gets worse. So there's a so
Do we
there's a
recognize?
stone wall.
Do we
There's a
recognize
stone wall
this? This smell? Does this smell the same as these creatures we've been fighting?
No, as you get closer, it starts to smell like rotted meat.
Okay.
But those creatures smell bad. Yeah, I guess it's similar to that. But this is a more powerful smell of rotten meat.
Okay.
I believe. And so there's a stone wall around the site, and it has these sort of frescoes on it in some sort of regular pattern. It's difficult to tell how tall it once was. It's now partially buried by the dirt, but visible portions are about 2 to 4 meters high, so 6 to 12 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And you can easy to climb over, and then there's one break in it that you can see that these gates were once there, but have been broken and toppled over. So you can make an academia history, or the one where engineering is. There's an engineering focus somewhere on here that I saw.
Are you sending academia?
There's engineering architecture focus, or so it'd be reason academia or reason engineering, and academia would be history focus.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get my history then. You mean re-roll or change it?
The history of. Oh well, I think Gerfred kind of got the answer.
But I got a success
On
my reason academia.
Oh, okay.
I put it at 1 difficulty, isn't that correct?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess Gerfred. So basically, like the stuff that Appion's been talking about, you could see the vague. It kind of does resemble what Appion was talking about those pyramids that are located in Arthea, right? That are from these ancient people. So Appion, you could roll to get more of a idea, right, of what these could put. These they look like vaguely like ziggurats, but of course weighed down by time, right? The elements in time have. So you can go ahead and roll, maybe get more. Oh, did you do it? Is that yours? The one above?
Well, I did, but didn't you say I could apply history? So.
Oh, yeah.
So
same result either way.
We got another momentum. So. So you would. I wonder how. So definitely not Egyptian. You have an extra momentum to use too that you can't store.
Okay.
But it's definitely not Egyptian.
So to spin the momentum, do I roll another D?
No.
20.
You can ask for more information.
You can get more information, but so it does vaguely look like. Well, you probably have. There is probably that step pyramid, right? There is a step pyramid, the pyramid of Zoser, right, in Egypt.
Yeah.
So it does, it does look more like that actually, and that's from the old. That's like old kingdom, So it's pretty.
And they're also the like ziggurats from.
But it does look more like the Zoser pyramid, or what could have once. It looks more like that than what you've seen pictures of the stuff in ancient or in former Babylon and stuff.
Gerfred wants to lean over to Corvair and be like, "Should we burn this to the ground? I have a feeling these things are coming from here."
I don't think it's going to burn particularly well.
Yeah, there's a constant wind.
I have an evil feeling about this place. I know Appion likes it. He's into it, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like we're going to be attacked any minute.
All these things here look like they're chimneys of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Appion, just to answer your question, there's a pile of rubble over here, and as you guys go inside the walls, you see like there's a pit, like over here.
Mm.
And
If we look down one of the
yeah,
chimneys,
this was once the main gate here.
If we look down one of the chimneys, does it seem to go a far ways?
Like if you go to like to this one, the closest one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you go to the closest one.
How do you? So remind me again how you invoke or how you use a personal truth.
Well, just let me know what the truth is, and you can lower the difficulty of a check by 1.
Okay.
So I don't know if you still have that extra momentum, BJ. If you want to ask me a more specific question, honestly, because I think Appion being from Egypt would know that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I guess I'm wondering if I can remember anything that would connect something from that pyramid of Djoser or his reign with this story of this death god from the sky that's supposedly entombed here. Do I see any parallels or connections or either historical or I guess I also have occult as one of my student of the occult is a truth.
Oh yeah, okay. Let me see.
Also beloved of Velusia.
So there was a revival at one time of this type of pyramid structure, and as you kind of get closer, you remember a tale referring to. Is that right? Let me see. Is that right? That's kind of wrong. Hold on.
Just out of curiosity, could Gerford use her climbing and descend one of these chimneys?
Well, I'll get to that. I'm trying to get him the. Yeah, you might. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right. So you do know this. This is for the momentum that you're using. So as you kind of get closer and you examine this, you do know that there was the last pharaoh of the 3rd dynasty of Egypt. There's someone called Nephron Ka, or the Black Pharaoh. He apparently introduced the cult of the animal-headed gods to that nation, and it is said he was a sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
And after that dynasty fell, the practices that this Black Pharaoh had implemented, which seemed to be human sacrifice, were outlawed. Oh, it is also said that he took refuge in his own crypt and spent what little time he had left to write down everything of the future that the world might hold. It was said that the Black Pharaoh was buried in the Bent Pyramid of Dasur, but no one's ever found it.
I think he's kind of alluding to the fact that we might find that guy here.
All right. Which, of course, this is in the middle of the Sarmatian Mountains, so that makes totally no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
This is Cthulhu mythos stuff here. It doesn't have to make sense.
mm-hmm. Well, Gerfred would like to try to climb down one of the chimneys.
Okay. Let's- All right. So in the walls, it's the pyramid. The walls are. So the number of these walls have archways and these frescoes, and that's where the wind is blowing through. That gives that whistling sound that's sort of unnerving. Uh,
Bless you.
Sorry.
I mean, she has touched by shadow, so that doesn't really bother her.
Right. Right.
She's just,
So the ground within the walls is uneven with piles of silt.
Mhm.
Okay, so which one of these? You find this one over here. These are these seem to be closed actually, like filled in.
Mhm.
The first one that you come to is closed, but this one is open here.
Which one?
The one here that am
The
I on the
rubble?
right layer? Yeah, the one that looks like that I put there is rubble.
Okay.
Hmm.
She'll climb down that one.
You're gonna climb?
Well, we could also check out the crack at the top too,
Yeah, there's a crack at the top, and then
And
there's
then
this like there's a
the
pit.
pit. And it seems like we ought to know. All the chimneys seem like go into the underground structure, but we ought to know where those go also, so we can figure out that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you right, so it looks like these are 15 feet, or so sorry, these chimneys, but it looks like it drops about 15 feet.
Okay. So the rope that she
How
has
is our
with.
friend?
Hmm?
How's our friend Augustus taking all this in?
He is like, because we found it, we found it, we will be rich. I'm telling you, we will be rich.
If we survive.
So yeah, so he is looks more animated, but he kind of well, as you guys kind of move forward, let's say to explore, right, the ruins. Like Amy's near that open chimney. I don't know, Corby, you're gonna climb to the top and look down the crack.
Yep.
Appian, what do you want to do?
I'm going to keep an eye on our friend here.
Yeah, he doesn't really seem to want to leave like the area around the wall, right? So he kind of lets you guys explore. I guess Justinianus will stay near you, Appian. Okay.
I'm
So-
going to go to this chimney and say,
There's a flagstone, and the flagstone here is broken, and you can easily probably use
so,
that.
so
You climb down there.
can we look down these chimneys?
No, well these are covered. This is the only one that's open.
Oh, okay.
Well, that one's covered, and Gerford saw that this one was covered, and I guess Appian, if you ask Justinianus, he goes over here, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this one's covered too," and Gerford's like, "This one's open," and she like kind of looks down, and it kind of so it looks like. Let's see if I can describe it. Right. All right, so it looks like the bottom of the shaft is flat, but it has like a slope at the very end that drops maybe into a tunnel.
Was there any writing or anything on any of these?
So there's a carved head everywhere, like this carved head is kind of on these chimneys and stuff, and there's remains maybe of other structures and smaller versions of the carved head are around and maybe on the flagstone of the chimney.
Are they all identical?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And if you climb to the top there, you can definitely see the stone kind of coming through the the dirt there, a corvair,
Mhm.
and you can find like a few steps to get towards the top, and they're rough hewn, worn, cracked with age. Each step is about 5 feet high there, so you have
Mm.
to almost pull yourself up when you get towards the top. And then
Mhm.
there's a long, narrow crack that you saw that runs diagonally at the top. It's no more than 3 inches or so wide at any point, and it's the smell here is overwhelming almost, and the blowflies buzz around the crack constantly. So if you want to approach further, it definitely is going to take some sort of is it resilience? Um, yeah, probably like a brawn resilience,
Mhm.
fortitude. Gravitas could apply too, right? It's like force of will versus just full on iron stomach.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I need to go any further since we've seen. I'm gonna call back. Looks like there's an underground abattoir up here, and then I'll maybe start walking down towards. Seems like we should check the pit also, so maybe I'll
Yeah.
head that direction.
Yeah.
Well, Griffith's
So you can, like,
not taking
Griffith-
her eyes off of Licinius either.
Okay.
She's gonna ask him to come over to where she is.
Okay. He's like, "Oh, do you need help with setting up the rope? Are you going down?" Yes, yes. He has a weird smile, like on his face.
I thought perhaps you might want to look with me. Or
so,
descend first.
So Corvair and Justianus will go with you to look at the pit, I guess. Lucy says, that smell, yes, that smell, I cannot. My sickness it is intense here, and I do not think I can get into the structure. I'm sorry. I am. That is why you are here. The pit is about 15 feet on each side, about 10 feet deep, filled with human remains,
Mm.
buzz of flies, and the stench of decay. All the
How
bodies
recent?
are emaciated. Some have been here for years. Some are like desiccated. The ones at the top are fresher.
Mhm.
You can make
What
an
do their rooms
observation.
look like? Could they?
Oh well, Appion, you're over here. You're going to.
Oh,
The
yeah,
Well,
I'll
I
go
can
there.
call. Yeah, I can call Appion over since he's our doctor.
Okay. Right. So Licinius is gonna like
What, over here?
tag you out. Yeah. Licinius is gonna Justianus is gonna tag you out. He
Yep.
wants to keep an eye on. He wants to keep an eye on Licinius too, right? With Gerford. And Gerford could be setting up ropes and stuff to make sure it's secure, or whatever,
Mhm.
to lower your sense.
Okay, let's see. So we're looking at the
Her intention
these
is
bodies.
Yeah, her intention is to have Gaius Augustus Licinius go down first, and then she'll come.
We're not leaving him up here. He's going with us.
Oh no! Even if she has to tie him to the rope and throw him down, that he's going down first.
Okay. All right. So anyway, the pit. So the ones at the ones near the top are fresher. So you can make an observation check, Corvair, since you're there.
Yeah, observation, like reason or insight.
I think it's more insight.
All right.
Sight would be the focus.
Yeah, I don't have no focus.
Still got it. With
Yep.
an extra.
I got 2 successes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I thought I'm just doing I don't know, medicine.
You don't need to do a medicine check, and you're maxed out with momentum. So, but I'll just tell you. So the ones at the top are fresher, and the ones down toward
They look like
the local people, local tribesmen.
Mhm.
and if they appear to have been killed in the style of these vampires.
Yeah, it's like they've been sucked dry of like
Okay.
they're sucked with their fat, right?
Okay.
So all right, so spot hidden. You see the outline of a tunnel entrance in the wall.
I
Okay.
go ahead. What's that?
You see a tunnel entrance in the wall of the pit, Corvair, and you also, with that extra momentum, you see glints of gold at the bottom of the pit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trap.
You'd have to wait.
Lascivious,
You'd
we
have to
found the
wait.
gold.
You'd have to wade through the bodies though to get to the tunnel.
Yep. Well, I don't think we want to do that yet. So Corville will just sort of point out the entrance to the tunnel and the gold to Appion, make sure he sees.
Yeah.
And then he'll sort of say under his breath, seems like it's a bad idea to go too far when we don't know who we can trust.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We know who we don't trust.
Right.
Do you want to let him? I was wondering if we bring him over here and see how he responds to the gold.
If you want, she's just standing over here.
Always an option, yeah. Why don't we call him over? So Corvair will, shout over to Licinius. So if you're looking for gold, we see some of it.
All right. Well, he skips over to the pit.
Yep.
And literally skips. And he goes, yes, that is the gold.
And
he kind of puts when he gets close. And the pretty intense. I mean, I'm sure. Well, Appian and Corvair, you both have smelled, dead bodies. So, but it's pretty intense. But he makes like a big show putting a scarf around. But there's sort of a delay. Like he smells it. He sees it. He kind of gets there. He gets there and he looks at you guys, and then he puts a scarf around. Oh, the smell is intense. I do not think I can go down in there, but you will go down there and recover those golden jewels. Yes. Yes.
Probably not this direction. It's kind of a long way down. Have to wade through the bodies and all that.
Well, are you not a warrior? Are you probably used to wading through bodies?
How far down is the pit?
Huh?
It's like 10 feet down to the top of the bodies, right?
Yeah.
Because Gerford has the mind to run over and push Licinius down. I mean, she would tie the rope around his waist and then push him down. Like, hey, what the heck? Why not? Why should we go down if he's the one that wants the gold, right?
Well, or we could do a version of that. Yeah, I guess is Gerfrid, we'll look over. Is Gerfrid all like set up with ropes and stuff to go down?
Probably. There's been enough time that she can do that.
So I think Corvair will call over Gerfrid and Justianus, so that we're all, we can have a heart-to-heart over here by the pit.
Okay. With Licinius too, or?
Yeah, just so we all know we're on the same page.
Okay.
Seems like.
I'm sure she has more rope. She can tie it around Licinius's waist while you guys are talking.
Yes. He goes, look, this is he says, this is probably just based on what I've read and heard. These are probably just the tip, just the top, just the few coins from those bodies that have been there for seemingly a long time. Those are, how long? Who knows how long this place has been here? Or maybe that is gold that has sort of risen to the top from the structures below.
This
This
rope
gold will make you.
safe.
He says, I mean, there's a lot of gold.
Yes.
The rope will keep. Because I cannot go down there.
Sure you can.
He goes, and anyway, there is that strange
You don't seem bothered by the smell here, and you seem to know an awful lot about how much gold is down there. So I'll hold this end of the rope, and down you
Well,
go.
What
Go,
Mendosius is
go,
what
go,
Mendoza.
go, go.
He goes, no, I will not. Kind of backs away from the pit.
All right, I think it's time. Corvir is going to do
Get
some
rope.
interrogation, and by that I mean Corvir is going to try to grab, kind of at the front of his clothes and maybe around, and he's going to do probably not like full on Darth Vader style, holding him up at the end out of his arms, because that seems like really tough for your deltoids. But he's doing kind of one hand around his throat, holding him out so that his tiptoes are just at the edge of the pit, and he's kind of hanging his weight out over.
With surprising quickness, because I am using 2 threat.
Yep.
He backs away, and he looks at you.
Well, Gerford has a rope tied around his waist as she's holding it.
No, he's not going to let you tie him around his waist. Okay. I got to do some things here. Okay. Okay. I'll spend another one. So I'm spending another threat.
Yep.
So you're down to 4 now?
3. And he kind of points at you and he says, "You will not touch me. You will go into the
you wanted to go down with me.
Okay.
What is that for? Me rolling against him telling me to go down?
No. All right. So yeah, how does this work against PCs, huh? I think you have to make a resistance test.
Yep.
With 2 success. He's trying to do like a compulsion.
Yep.
So,
yep.
And that is going to be 3 successes because he got his focus too.
Oh boy. So I need probably a gravitas.
Yeah, gravitas and any resilience that you might have.
Yeah. All right, and I have discipline.
I gotta do is. Oh, you do. That's
yeah.
Great. Yeah, that totally works.
Yep,
I gotta roll his drain.
Yep.
What would grappling in this game be?
Oh shit! Sorry, my bad. So oh wow, he is like you see like a little a trail of blood come down out of his nose. Appian, Gerford. All right, Corbier, you need 3 successes.
All right, I need 3 successes. So, I think this is the time to use my 1 point of fortune, because that seems like good. So I can use 1 point of fortune and get an automatic 2 successes from that, and then I can use a couple points of momentum. I'll probably just use. I don't know, my gravitas is not very good. So why don't I use 3 points of momentum for 2 extra dice? So it'd be 4 dice, and I basically only need 1 success on the 4 to resist. But I really don't want him to be telling me what to do. So, all right. Here we go. And then, difficulty. Ooh. Nice. 1 success higher than him.
Oh, nice.
And I use 3 of our momentum. So I guess 1 goes back into the pool.
All right. So I guess he's shocked.
Yep.
Right. And he looks, somewhat stressed by this.
Yep. I think it's time for the action scene to start. It seems like.
Yep.
What is grappling in this game?
It's going to be your agility and fighting.
There's an unarmed focus on fighting also.
Yeah, I used 3 of the pool. You said.
Yeah, I used 3 and put 1 back.
Okay.
I think she would move over here a little bit.
Okay.
And is his back to her, or?
I mean, you can like move up the hill if you wanted to get behind him. However,
Yeah, because basically she wants to get behind and start aiming at him.
okay. You draw your bow and start aiming. Okay, that's fine.
I'm hoping he didn't see me do that, but yes.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, Corvair, you can take your action now that you wanted to take.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do. Well, okay, so I tried to grab him.
Well, you were going to grab him. I interrupted.
Okay, that's how. Yeah. So now, so that's what I'm going to do. Basically, is I'm going to grab by the scruff of his neck, and I'm kind of holding him out so that, I mean, you can imagine, right? Like his weight is such that if I let him go, he's going to fall off down into the pit.
Yeah. So, okay. So, yeah, I think because he's like, I got two effects, so he's kind of like out of it. So you can grab him without resistance. You can't. So you just roll to grab him.
Yeah. All right, and then I will.
And then meanwhile, Gerford steps away. Apion, this is clearly you guys didn't really hear anything. He just like pointed at Corvair, and Corvair, you heard these like whispers in the back of your mind, and you like just shook your head.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely like things that maybe the witches in the woods of Belgae have done under the full moon.
Yeah.
Dancing among the trees. Right. And Apion, you're like, oh, he just cast a spell.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I used 1 momentum, but I put 3 back in the pool.
That's
okay.
No problem, because I'm going to take one on my turn.
All right.
Actually,
you grab 1.
We'll probably take more than 1.
Well, you can damage him too if you wanted to.
I guess how would, because what I'm trying to do is basically an intimidate, essentially, is grabbing him, but I'm trying to essentially do the old-fashioned type of compulsion. So do you want me to do, because I think isn't there a rule for doing mental damage basically through an intimidate, or is that not?
No, you can.
One?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can
well, then I could use those momentum for extra damage to try to break his will, basically.
Yeah, because you've got 3 bonus momentum. That puts you at 7. So you're maxed out, right?
Yeah. So why don't? Well, I used 1 to get there, so we're at 6 out of 6.
You're at 6 out of 6. Yeah.
But you have so what is?
You have 3 that you can use, right?
Yeah. So that's basically what I'm wondering is how do you want to model me trying to intimidate him to be on the up and up with us in this compromised position?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's see. Social, here we go. I'm seeing how I'm just looking through the social conflict to see how they.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to use on my turn.
Mm-hmm.
And since my arrow's already piercing, I think I get 1 extra stress. With
So the number is equal to 2 plus your ranks in persuasion or intimidate. The base damage. So number of dice equal to 2 plus your ranks in whatever intimidate. So persuasion is 1, right, for you?
Yeah. So 3 dice of damage plus whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's on page extended social. Yeah. Whatever page this is. 2.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, why don't I do the 3 damage dice of momentum that I put back and just do 6 dice of attack, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't think I have any talents related to social combat, unfortunately, just regular combat, but that's all right.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, look at that!
Ooh.
Oh, look at that! And then
Wow.
that hits his courage, right? His courage
Yes,
gets
against his
reduced.
courage.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's a nice roll. Look at
Yes,
that.
that is a
Three
nice roll.
twos.
And Amy, for you, all you have to do is do an observation to obtain information, and
Well,
then to spend
I need to spend the momentum, and then observation. What?
Well, just roll. So roll observation sight, but you have keen eye, so it's a difficulty 0, and you just need to get momentum, so you can spend the
Observation
momentum to
sight.
get obtain information. Yeah.
Observation sight.
Oh, actually, you could just use. Can she just use momentum from the pool to
You
get?
mean-
Yeah, she can just
Yeah.
because yeah. So the obtain information is just a regular momentum spend, so she can just
Yeah.
use that.
So
But-
2 from the pool,
Directly.
or is it 1 or 2?
It says
One.
when you spend momentum, so 1 in order to
Yeah.
study him to find his weakness. But since
Yeah.
I'm using a bow that has piercing effect, I believe that deals an extra 1+ stress to my weapon.
Yeah, for each. Yeah, so for each 5 or 6, you get an extra. You get 2 damage. Right?
Okay.
No, you get no.
No, it's just one extra die basically. It's like
Yeah.
the pool
You get an
Don't
extra.
hit,
for one.
don't hit his vital organs, and I can patch up any damage you do to him.
All right.
Well, it
Or I
says,
guess it's one base damage, isn't it?
it says until the end of the scene, your attacks targeting that creature gain the piercing 1 damage effect, but I already
Or-
have piercing, or deal +1 stress if your weapon already has the piercing effect.
So you get an extra dice. So your base damage is like 6 now or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get an extra die.
All right. Oh wait, hold on. So you did 7 stress, and I go against his courage.
Yeah. 7 stress just against his courage for the purposes of
All right. This might freak you out. He kind of looks at you,
Yep.
and then you really notice his eyes are black on black. You know, just like his irises are the same color as his pupils. Right?
Yep.
His eyes are so dark, and he looks at you and says, "You're gonna have to kill me."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of figured. All right, so I think it's time to switch from interrogation to action mode. So what I want to do is basically just yank him back into kind of in the middle of us, basically, if you imagine, right?
Yeah.
So he's, and
Okay.
then we can start combat against him, because I think that's what we're doing.
Well, yeah, we
Okay.
could just pass to right. So you wanted to grab him, and he stole the initiative. So now it's you guys. It's whoever wants to go among you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Gerfried can just shoot at him, basically, is what what I'm trying to do, is basically just, instead of him held out over the brink, I'm just going to, the classic, right? It's Batman interrogating somebody, kind of turns and tosses him behind him.
Yeah.
And I was going to see if you guys don't mind if I take 2 more momentum outside of that 1 I've already spent.
Okay.
So
Yeah, feel
that
free.
way I get 4 dice on my attack.
It'll take
And-
3 momentum actually, but
Right. We took 1, and then I'm taking 2 more, so a total of 3.
Yeah. Okay.
And then what's the difficulty for hitting him?
Well, it's going to be. Well, you're still holding him, right, Corvair?
No, I'm letting him go so I can draw my weapons. I'm just sort of tossing him onto the ground or near
Alright.
me.
Well, he's still
probably
stunned.
not.
He's still stunned for another pass because of he screwed up his drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what's the difficulty then?
It's still 1.
1. Okay.
Yeah.
So 4 successes.
Nice.
And then
Ouch.
I get the extra stress to my weapon, so 1 more die.
You can do 9 dice 6 of damage.
9 dice. Okay.
Well, if you want to spend all the momentum on that, but
I
Yeah.
don't
Oh,
think
I
I
mean,
need.
yeah.
I don't think I need to.
Yeah.
Oh,
9 pierce 4. Okay.
I should have done at least some damage to him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess I gotta put a thing on him.
And on my attack, I got 3 momentum back. if you see.
I might need those.
Oh no! You use
Well, that was
use the momentum for damaging.
Okay, but then
Oh.
I didn't get my extra die included in that for.
Yeah, you did 6 base
Okay.
plus. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 up to 6 up to 9.
That's
Sorry.
To use
Sorry,
all that. But
BT.
that's a huge hit anyway, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm sure we'll
definitely it's a wound.
yeah.
Okay. It's definitely a wound. I'm not going to worry about it. It's and you did 9 points of damage to him. Yeah, I guess I'll put it a little far.
Piercing 4.
Yeah. Math is hard for me today for some reason. Okay. All right. There we go.
Arlen, you're still okay?
Yeah, this I think as soon as we finish this combat, that's it for me for tonight, but
Yeah.
we can do this. I don't think seems like we're gonna finish him off pretty quick.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, there's something.
Unless Carl wants to leave us on a cliffhanger of him, doing something else to us.
Well, I was going to see if he reacts, what he does next, because I'm going to cast a spell.
Oh, yo, he calls out. Yeah, go ahead.
Yep.
Yeah. That should be.
But
fine.
is he trying to do something, or is he just trying to talk to us?
Well, I think he's got buddies in the.
In the crypts, shall we
he
say.
calls out. He calls out. Oh, maybe he would do that. I wonder if he would do that. I mean, he just cries out.
I mean, I had an aimed shot at it. Hopefully he doesn't.
I think he just cries out in pain right now. I don't.
Oh, okay. He doesn't try to get away or run or.
I mean, it's
cast another spell.
No, it's your turn.
Oh, I'm waiting to see what he does. Does that mean I just lose my turn, or?
No.
Well, he's not going to get to go again until the end of the round because he already went.
Right.
So you can go. Basically, if you want to wait for him, you can just pass your turn, or you can do something else to.
That's what I've got. I want to try a spell, but it has to be in reaction to what somebody does.
Well then.
Okay. Well, what's the spell? I mean,
It's invoke the parse. You're basically cursing. You're either giving a boon to your ally or cursing your enemy.
Okay.
That affects their die results. What I want to do is like screw up a spell, one of my spells, and then be like, hey, you're not the only sorcerer here.
Oh, you probably should have worked when he threw his eyes turned completely black. Oh, okay. That could have stressed you out.
Yeah, I have a bunch of courage, but
yeah, don't worry about it then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's your courage?
My courage is 6.
Yeah. Okay. You guys are.
Yeah.
You guys are immune to these little things.
Well, not immune, but.
All right. Well, you throw him to the side. Gerfred hits him. He kind of looks. He says,
I'm gonna hold up where he can see it. My if I can do that without it being a full action, my amulet of Agathos Daemon.
What is that?
It's kind of my good luck charm. It's a family heirloom, but it's also sort of a symbol of Valusian ancestry, I guess.
Okay. He just kind of laughs mockingly. I guess that's all he does. As you guys get hit, and he looks at your. He kind of looks at that and he goes, "A petty god," he says, and he's gonna. Seems like he's gonna try something else.
Okay, can I cast this spell then?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to walk me through how to do it. because I haven't done a spell yet. So there's
Yeah,
a
so
skill check involved. Is
Yeah,
that right?
it's a skill check involved. So you should list a
Ability
skill.
do I base that on?
It depends on your tradition.
Yeah, it's
It's probably reason for you.
my
I think.
tradition.
I suspect it's going to be reason for you.
Believe so. Occult Dabbler. You are now a spellcaster of the dabbling spellcaster type.
Look up Dabbler.
Page 425 and a half. See chart on page
I think it
3.
says it's on like page 59. There we go. Traditional dabbling. Will. Is my okay. So it's a will, then persuasion. Let me get back to the description of the spell. It's probably going to blow up in our face.
The best of my.
Oh, we lost BJ in the Zoom.
Oh no. So I guess his spell is a reaction, so he's gonna get that before I try my thing. I guess, right?
Got
There he is.
booted there for a second. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ready?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
So it's a will. Is it okay if I use some? Or you want to save that momentum or use it?
Use what you need to.
Yeah.
And the momentum increases the difficulty.
No, momentum is extra
That works.
dice. So
Extra
one
dice
momentum for one extra die, 3 momentum for a total of 2 extra die because they cost more.
Right.
We have 2 momentum, so you could buy 2 extra dice with both those momentum and 1 threat if you want.
Yep.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
All right.
Just a minute, please.
So focus apply. Doesn't matter. I don't have any focuses here, do I?
If you had to focus on the skill what's the skill it uses?
Persuasion. I don't have any focuses on persuasion. And there's a cost. Cost is 4.
So you roll that after the fact
What
and
does that
it
do?
drains you.
Okay.
Woohoo! And you put a momentum back.
Yep. Well, you could use that momentum for any of the spell effects, maybe. So, depending. But I think you need 2 momentum.
Drain. Okay. Okay. So the spell effect is I can change one single die roll to a 1 or a 20, or I could force him to re-roll all the dice collectively.
What's this called? The spell?
And this affects, whenever they're making a test. So if he's going to cast a spell, if he's going to try to run away, if he's going to try to attack somebody, whatever his next action, whatever he's about to do.
Okay.
I'm going to render one of his dice a 20, so that it generates a complication and fails.
You need momentum, more momentum to get. What do you need to make him roll all of his dice?
What do you mean, Carl?
What's the name of the spell, PJ?
It's to invoke the parse. It doesn't say I have to spend any momentum for that. I can spend momentum to make it have more effects.
How do you spell? There it is. I found it. Well, I found it. Invoke the.
Unless I'm misreading the general rules.
It's a difficulty 4 though. Spell. So you didn't. You need four successes. BJ.
Difficulty 4.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm not understanding where it tells me how many successes I need. Is that difficulty?
That's difficulty. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind then. Oh well, at least put the momentum back in the pool. One momentum back. Oh, you did. Okay. All right. Well, I tried.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. So, okay. I see. Okay. Oh wow. Yeah. Well, okay. Wait. Let's go through this. So, you have a truth that will lower the difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do, don't I? Yep.
Yeah. So, what is that?
It would be student of the occult. Well, let's see. I've got a couple things here.
Mm-hmm.
Got a talent. Written stone, savant. Oh no, that's not what it is. It's be a truth. Would it be student of the occult?
Let me see. Where your truths are. You have a secret. Yeah, student of the occultist probably works, I think. All right, because you're
Okay.
a dabbler, that makes sense. Okay, so you can use one of your fate or your fortune points to re-roll those two that failed, and you just need one.
And my
you just
my
need one more
my,
success.
my medallion. Yeah, so my medallion. You can invoke the good luck charm the same way you would once per adventure. You can invoke the good luck charm the same way you would as a fortune point. So I'll do that.
Okay, so you re-roll those two dice, and you just need one more success.
So those are both d20s.
Yeah, just roll 2d20, and you got to get under
Under a 10.
under 10. Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
So that's 4 successes now, right? So you do get your momentum back, like you said. All right, and then so now you can. Okay.
Whatever he
wow.
tries to do, one of his results is automatically a 20.
Okay.
On the die.
We'll see. All right. Well, he's going to try to do some. He's going to try to do something, and he cries out. He starts laughing like mockingly, and okay. And then you see like this clouds of flies like start surrounding all of you. So we'll see how this, if he gets this off. Okay, but one of them is going to turn to a 20 at least.
Which
And
gives us some momentum, right?
Yeah, well, we'll see. So I used all the threat that was left. I had 3 threat, but then
Oh, and that's a XP for all of us.
yes, that's an XP for all of you.
Yeah.
And I got 4 successes.
But one of those has to be a 20.
So 3 successes.
Yeah.
And then doesn't that give us a...
Or you can make me re-roll all of them.
I think under 16.
I think
Huh?
better to make him re-roll all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's better to take three successes instead of 4 because he's rolling against a 16, so his average successes is going to be.
So that complication
Chances are pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Complication gives a momentum.
Okay.
So.
Well, it's worse in a spell. Also, the complication rules in spells are a little different.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Can you look that up while I figure out what this does? Cause
I cannot actually look that up right now since I'm not
shit.
at
That's
my
right.
normal. I just remember that's an important distinction.
And I've got a cost 4 dice for this is drain stun.
Yeah. Right.
So
Yeah, so you just roll 4 dice of damage against yourself, basically.
All right. Well, the difficulty of the spell was 2. Well, it's going to be 1. So it's actually
Oh,
2
so what's that
net
do?
2 successes. Wow. So you take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of damage plus you're stunned. But it's subtracted your courage. If you have any courage, that lowers that. Do you have any courage?
I don't have any. Should I have courage? I said courage 0, but I don't know
If you have,
if I forgot to put some in. Is everybody supposed to have some courage?
what's your will rating? Because it's
10.
your
And
okay, so
that's
you
a
should
one.
have 2.
2 courage.
Yeah.
Okay. So you take. So that's good. You don't take the
Okay.
wound. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage, less 2, 4 damage, but you're stunned. Yep. 4 stress. Sorry, that
Okay.
you're stunned. Okay. So I had a difficulty 2. You lowered the speed to 3 successes.
Does stun mean I can't talk, or does stun mean I can't talk, or does it just mean
You can't defend.
I can't move?
You can't take any action.
So I do. There's no smile because this is kind of a cold-blooded thing. But I wonder if he speaks Volusian. Probably not.
Mhm.
But anyway,
Right.
in Volusian, I would say, pathetic mammal. My ancestors were dealing with the dark arts when yours are still swinging from trees.
Okay. He well, that was. All right. Well, he's busy summoning these flies, and these flies start buzzing around all of you. And you see,
Do I have something that can?
and ended up getting 2 successes. Sorry, you lowered it. It's difficulty 2. I lowered it to 1.
2.
I lowered to 1. I had 4, but I got 3. So
Yeah.
it's still a success with 2 momentum. Okay, got it. Right. Yes.
But he also got the complication for spell casting, and I think that's I think that is like arcane backlash or something.
Oh, so it's probably extra damage. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember for sure. But
Magic. Let me see if I can find it. I got the spell magic section right in front of me, so I can find it real quick.
Yeah.
Spell and ritual complications.
All right. So who does he affect? He will affect. I think he didn't. He's going to try to affect.
Complication is considered. So it says a complication is considered to be a miscast.
Okay. So we have to look up miscast.
Yeah.
Okay. So
as on any other skill test, roll a 20 to cast a spell.
Would he be considered a great beast by any chance?
Miscasts are much more unpredictable. So it says spell. Let's see. Spell ritual difficulty, and then there's a complication range. So it would depend on what the difficulty of the spell he was trying to cast was.
Okay. 2. So 1. So 19. It's still 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 20 is always a complication.
Yeah. Well, what does miscast mean? That he just takes more damage?
Complications caused by a miscast spell or ritual are unpredictable and devastating. The game master is encouraged to apply creativity, ingenuity, and a sense of fun to indulge the devious invention.
Okay, I'll figure something
Spell
out.
successfully cast or a ritual performed.
Right,
they didn't really say what actually happens.
Okay.
Just that it's a miscast.
He swallows his flies.
All right, so I guess
him.
Yeah, so I got 2. So I got 2 momentum. So 50% of you. So that's gonna mean I can affect 2 targets. So you can't get all of you when he does this. So let's see. I'll just roll. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll roll 2d4. So Appion for sure. I don't like you, Appion. Appion and Justianius are affected. All right, so the spell. So that means. So it's a spell control spell. The spell affects single creature. Okay, power. What's the power rating based
Well,
on?
depends on what the miscast.
Yeah. What's the power rating based on?
Oh, it's your. I think power rating is your bonus damage for your casting stat,
Okay.
or
Yep.
maybe it's yeah.
All right. Okay. So
Plus, you can also get extra power rating based on like specific talents and stuff.
mhm. Okay. So to Justiani, so he's going to do well. It's not that great. He just fixed 2 people. That's pretty good that you lowered it though. Okay. So he's going to do
I'm still trying to figure out what the miscast does.
and persistent 5. Okay. The target number. So the Appion, you take 2 points of damage, but so you're going to be fine, I think.
2 points of stress. Yeah.
No, so 2 points of stress, but persistent 5 effect. So what does that mean?
I don't know.
I think that's how many rounds it lasts for.
Okay.
So I'm going to take 2 more every round for 5 rounds.
No, I rolled 3d6 for 5 rounds, but you have 2. Right now you didn't take anything because of the.
Oh, okay.
All right, and then Justianius takes 1 point of damage. Okay, and then he gets a miscast. I'm gonna say he slips. He slips into the pit. That's the force of these flies flying around, and he staggers around, and the drain that he suffers. I got 5 drain coming to me too.
But is he still within my bow range? I mean, I can still see him.
1. Oh wow. 1, 2, 3. 6 points of threat. Each effect. All right. So you guys get a momentum too, which is weird.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say like the miscast blasts them backwards, or the complication when you make that you throw that curse from ancient Valencia towards them. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Can I still see him to shoot him with my bow, though?
No, but you can move up to him.
Okay, I would.
You see the flies are still buzzing around. Like Gerfred and Corvier, you like slap the flies away, but around Justianius and Appion, they're like flying around, and you guys are like slapping at him. It's like you're in some sort of delirium. Horrific visions and glimpses of strange dimensions and eerie planes beyond earthly existence are being shunted into your mind.
Yeah.
But so far you haven't reached a breaking point.
But I still get the +1 stress to my weapon because it's not the end of the scene.
Right.
Okay.
So he starts actually freaking out when he falls into the pit, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. So Corvier, what do you want to do?
I don't know. I think I'll just let Gerfrid come up
Okay.
to the edge of the pit and shoot.
Okay.
Okay. Do you care if I take 2 momentum?
You should take all 3 momentum
Take
for
all 3
2 extra
momentum.
dice.
Yeah, for 2 dice.
Okay. So 4 altogether. What's my difficulty for him?
1 is fine.
2 successes and 1 bonus momentum.
Yep.
Um,
So you're going to be 6, 7 damage to him.
and that includes
Well-
that extra 1 I get.
So yeah. Well, if you want to use that extra momentum, well, it's fine. You're doing it. 4. 4
4 stress, 4 piercing.
Okay. 4. 4 piercing. 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 4 piercing
Should I use that extra one? Or was that enough?
Well, you did use it, I guess. Sorry. So you get you get 6 base damage. You have an extra momentum. That's 7. So yeah, that's how much damage you did. Okay. Yeah, you shoot at him. I gotta check something.
You can use. It's kind of a big spin, but I think we're pretty close to the end of the adventure. You could use a fortune to re-roll 3 of your damage dice.
Okay, so use up all my fortune.
And get. What? Are you at 1 or are you 2? Because on your token it looks like you have 2.
I have 1.
Okay.
It didn't change it over there, but I can use it.
Well, that's what I'm. If what you want is to get him dead, that would probably be enough extra damage from 3 extra dice of damage, basically, or 3 re-rolls technically.
Well, we'll do it. We need him gone. So I spent my fortune. So what am I doing? Just rolling 3 on
Just
my.
rolling
3 more damage.
Just a flat 3 damage.
3 dice. Ooh, 5
Wow.
more.
Nice.
Okay. I gotta check something here now.
Never trust a Roman. That's what she would be saying. Never trust a Roman or a dog when his tail is not on his bottom, like resting on his bottom.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's still, even a nemesis only has 2 wounds, right?
So that'd be what, 9 piercing 5?
Oh yeah, 9 that's 3 wounds now. 9 piercing 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still not down?
No, I'm making sure.
Oh, it's like he's still not
Well,
down.
maybe we should leave it on a cliffhanger of Gerfried shoots him, and we can't tell if he's all the way dead, but he's bleeding out.
Yeah, he's down. You shoot him, and he kind of like sinks into the bodies. He's like screaming. But I'd say like the closer he gets to that tunnel entrance, like it's almost as if you see Corvair as you look at him, that he's like smoking.
Mm.
And his flesh is blackening.
Cool,
right.
cool.
I guess, Appian, if you want to roll 4 more 3d6s.
Four more 3d6s?
Yep.
So 12d6?
No, they have to be in
increments.
3d6 increments, basically.
Yeah.
Wow. In that case, it's probably easier to use the roller instead of the.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll for.
You can also, in the chat, after you send 1, you can press the up arrow key and get the same message again to do the same roll over and over.
All right, so you're good. You take 1 stress in the second round, 1 stress in the third round, and 1 stress in the 4th round, and we'll leave the cliffhanger at that because. So what happens when this happens? Your willpower has been stretched to the breaking point, and you're unable to resist and are gripped into an unearthly fervor. Delirious, you turn against each other until the frenzy abates. So both you and Justianius are in a berserk rage. For a couple rounds, so we'll see how that. Yeah, so I guess it's kind of weird. I'll just put this mark on you guys. So it's kind of weird, like you're watching that Corvair and Gerfried. You see like Appian and Justianius, who are normally have been very calm throughout, start screaming, and they start. I guess they're both the closest to each other, so they start like fighting they kind of start wrestling viciously with each other, and we'll leave it at that.
We're slap fighting because we're both scholars, not
Yeah.
warriors, so we're slap fighting.
But they're like they're still like covered in flies, and they're going at it. But it actually is a bit more vicious than So we'll see if any of you guys develop wounds from that. But I think you'll accumulate 1, 2, 3, only 3 stress total from that. By the way.
Well, thank you for running.
Yeah. So we'll stop here, and we'll see what happens next time. I guess you guys are going to go into the underneath, but oddly, whatever Lysianus, whatever Gaius Augustus Lysianus is, or now maybe was Corvier, it probably wasn't human, but it wasn't one of these vampire things either. All right.
Oh, we're gonna do an autopsy. We're gonna do an autopsy on this guy.
If we can
Once
find
we're
anything
out of our
left.
berserker rage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Cool.
good night.
And good rolling.
And we are stopped.